Hello, everyone. My name is McKenna Trainum. I am a junior at Coppin State University, and this is Sport Conversations. My background in why I wanted to make sports conversations is this podcast will be basically all about sports. We will have special guests of possibly players. We'll have hopefully some coaches, some coach administration in here, basically to talk about their experiences on being in the field of sports and why they wanted to become coaches or why they're playing what they're playing and just their one-on-one deals. And the reason why I wanted to bring this upon and have it sports conversations and have like a one-on-one sit down with with viewers is to make it more personal and just sit down, have a conversation. My background in sports is I've played sports basically all my life. I've played soccer since I was 4 years old, and I've played lacrosse since I was 6. And then I continued soccer and lacrosse all the way through high school. When I got to college, it was up to the club level. So, and there was no women's sports, unfortunately. There's no soccer at Coppin, and there was no lacrosse, women's lacrosse team at the time. So what I could do was become a manager, and that's what I did. I became a manager for the Coppin State men's team, and I did that for 2 years. And at that time, I then became the help finder, or whatever you would call co-finder of the women's lacrosse team at Coppin State University. And I hopes to play pretty soon. I was hurt, so I couldn't play the first year, but I hope to play. And that's what's happening, and that's how I am involved at Coppin State University. With coaching, I help coach the Baltimore Terps girls lacrosse team, and for my future, I hope to continue coaching, whether that be lacrosse or soccer. I love soccer and I also love lacrosse, so whichever one or both, I would love to do that. And then I also, because of my injuries, it really kind of brought me into to a path where I was very interested, and I said, this could be a career that I'm really drawn to. Is why do athletes get hurt, or those athletic trainers that go down and run with them on the field and help them, basically be a friend to them. And I really found it in an athletic trainer when I dislocated my knee my freshman or sophomore year. So I really wanted to become an athletic trainer. So that's my future career that I really want to do. In sports communications, I hope this class really helps me to build an understanding on basically communication in sports, not the communication with your teammates. Yes, you need communication with your team, but the actual sports, the communication behind what you see when you just turn on ESPN or FS1, or you're watching a game and you see productions, or when you see somebody throwing a jersey or something, or what I'm wearing right now, like what goes behind that, like what is the behind. So I really am interested in learning and sharing what I've learned in sports communications. So in sports media, I know the main set media is basically the MLB, the WNBA, NFL, and then of course the ESPN and FS1. Like I said, these sports medias are a type of journalism, just like you have CNN as a journalism, like a journalism for national, that's the national news that breaks all of the news that happens right then and there to you. And I know like this is sports news, so like what happens Like, I know during the summertime, the biggest news that were going on was the Olympics. So what was going on? Who did this? Who did that? Who did that? Or like when LeBron's son came, what is Bronny gonna do this? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen here? And it broadcasts media all over the world. So I know ESPN is mainstreamed, some MLB is mainstreamed, NFL is now mainstreamed. I know they're trying to get games in Brazil and Germany and stuff like that. So, that's why it's called National Football League. So this is mainstream sports to be everywhere, so, and broadcasted. So there's also like sports branding, which, as you see here, branding of sports can be anywhere. It can be whether the players are wearing it, whether the fans are wearing it, or the first thing when I heard sports branding, I immediately thought of like NASCAR, or what the football leagues are trying to do is have it on their jerseys. But NASCAR really, because their cars are completely covered in branding. And then when you turn on the NFL, it says, you can't do something, or can't take this or something, because it's a branding. It's theirs. You can't redo something. Can't take this and say, oh, this is mine. It's not yours. It's the NFL. So, but definitely NASCAR, and I think the MLB was trying to have, the MLB players have branding on their jerseys as well. So all of these teams in different leagues are trying to brand and put it on their jerseys. So another branding thing I thought of is when they get a certain player who's done, very good, like Caitlin Clark, for instance, and she's doing all these branding deals. So branding deals is the next thing I thought of. Branding deals is definitely something I thought of, because I know it's like, oh, she's on this commercial for Gatorade, or this commercial for like a shoe or something. Like, then what do you do when you go into the mall? When you go past the little stores, who's on the front of the store, or anything like that. So definitely something I thought of, like, kids always want who they see. And so I think of that when I think of branding. So that was the things that I had thought about for branding. And then for another thing I've thought about was athlete communication. So all athletes, of course, have a blue check mark. So if an athlete communicates on social media, it goes viral. Not even viral, but somebody knows about it. So if an athlete that says something important, then that athlete then is either liked very high or not liked very high. So they hold a lot of weight in what they say. And so I think that's just very important. So what they have to say, whether it's good or bad. So if you like Mahomes, if he says something you don't like, do you still like him because of who a player he is, or do you not like him because of a player he is? Or who's another person I can think of? All I can think of is soccer players. I love the USA Women's Soccer team, so like Megan Rapinoe. If she says something, do you like her? Do you not like her? Because she says something that might offend someone. Does she lose all of her fans automatically, or does she not? So I guess athlete communication. But another thing of athlete communication is, does that transfer then on the field? What if she says something and her teammates then don't like her or something? But she has to then take that hat off of being a person outside of that and then being the person on the field, to me personally. So I don't know. But thank you for listening to sports conversations, and I'll have another one for you guys soon. See ya.